Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Awesome Dynamics Show, where we are going to talk about some different SEO, website, and Amazon items today. And we wanted to start off by introducing we have Blake down in Florida with us today, and we have our owner, Paul Dorian, with us. Also, we are missing Robin today, our SEO expert, but we're going to try to make it through without her. And without any further ado, I want to turn it over to Paul, who's going to start getting us into our first topic of the day.
That's right, Terry. And as we always like to do is remind people, if you want to interact with us right here, and I need to share my screen here. I'll show you where you can talk with us on the webinar. On our homepage, click on the webinars button. And over here, you'll see us live. And there's a little comment box down here. Blake is watching this for all your questions. Go ahead and type your questions right in here, and we'll address those as necessary. Sound good?
Good plan.
Okay. All right, let's get into this content here. We're taking a look at duplicate listings, the haunting of duplicate listings. This is a blog article that Robin wrote last week, and that is the topic of this webinar. And I want to share a couple experiences that we've had over the last couple months, or even 4 months, of different situations where we have duplicate listings that were haunting our clients that we have to solve. So one of the things that's really important with search engine optimization is having one Google My Business listing and having everything else on the internet match to it. So what has happened, or what we find a lot of times when we meet with people and help them with their search engine optimization, is that they or other employees that have worked for them have created a whole bunch of different Google listings all over the place. And that causes a huge problem because now you're sending mixed signals to Google about what is the one true location, address, phone number, business name of your business. So you really want to keep it to one. There are a few exceptions. Google offers some options. If you're, let's say, a doctor's office and you have multiple doctors in your office, you can do you could have each doctor be a practitioner at that place, but they have a certain format that they want you to follow, and that is usually it's like the doctor's name colon the practice name, or the practice name colon the doctor's name. So you're allowed to have those per each practitioner. But what a lot of folks do is they don't really pay attention to the importance of having the name, address, and phone number for the main business be what is used for their citations to boost them up online. So when they do have these practitioners, they don't have a different address and a different phone number for each one. They just use the same phone number and address as the main business. And that causes a problem because then, again, you're sending mixed signals. So some people might think, well, each doctor doesn't have a different phone number and address at this office, and that's where I would say, well, we need to create fake suite numbers or something along with different phone numbers that are maybe in your phone system to be able to differentiate to Google which one of these is, so we're promoting each entity or each Google My Business separately. So I've seen this with real estate agents. I've seen it with we've recently been working with a lot of different chiropractors where some of their former employees have tried to create a Google listing, and they've been attached to like a Google account, and they can't get back into it to claim and verify it. So they're like, I'm not gonna deal with this right now. I'm just gonna create another one, and that begins to create a problem because ultimately we want one Google My Business listing, and then we want everything else on the internet, be it the Facebook page, the Yelp page, or any other directory listing that exists on the internet, to match exactly to that one Google listing. So having the duplicates really causes a problem. So taking a look at the two different types of duplicate listings Robin has here, Google My Business duplicate listings and citation and directory duplicate listings. And Google My Business is what I kind of highlighted on here. The second piece here, the citation and directory duplicate listings, would be more like, let's say you have 2 Yelp pages, or you have 2 pages on citysearch.com, or you have 2 pages on manta.com. These are different online directories that list businesses. So you could have duplicates of those, and again, on each website you want to have just one listing. That's really important. And so if you do find, if you are going to clean up your citations, you want to make sure that before you start creating anything new, you're double checking to make sure there's something that exists, to make sure that you can claim and verify that listing rather than creating something new, so you avoid creating the duplicate. So let's see here. Robin has, why are Google My Business duplicates important? And over 20% of the reason why you rank on Google has to do with your Google My Business signal. And I think this is appropriate to bring up our little pie chart that we usually reference to show you why this stuff is important. Just Google search local business, local ranking factors. This is Amaz.com. They released their 2016. We'll start taking a look at that pie chart. But out of all the different reasons you rank on Google, one big piece of the pie right here, 14.7%, is actually having your Google My Business listing, having one of them. And all those directory listings that I was talking about accounts for like 13.6% of why you rank. And all this stuff together is almost, just under 30%. These are what we're talking about, not having duplicates in these sections of the pie. That help you rank on Google. So cleaning this stuff up and fixing it, making sure you only have one, making sure that it's consistent and that it matches your Google My Business, that's essentially what we're talking about. And it has a huge impact of why you rank locally. As you can see here, 14.7 and 13.6%. So coming back here, potential problems of ignoring the duplicates. Reviews, so let's say you get reviews on Yelp, or you get reviews on Google, or on Facebook, or any of these other sites that are out there. If you have two different listings, your reviews could be split among the two listings. And not all these websites, if you request that they merge them together, will actually merge your reviews together. They might just drop off. The other thing is, Google My Business listing is trusted, therefore all citations trust Google, therefore trust and copy your information from your listing. And what that essentially means is, if I'm going to create a citation for Awesome Dynamic, I want to make sure that I'm copying the information directly from Google and putting that in all these other places that exist on the internet. And if I only have one Google listing, that's going to be no problem. But if I have two, potentially the information between them could be different. So look here. If I Google Awesome Dynamic, I only have one, and I'm very sure of that. But you can see that my business name is Awesome Dynamic Tech Solutions, Inc. Period. It must be exactly that. And then we see 312 Peterson Road, space #100, and then Libertyville, Illinois. And there's the phone number. So we want to make, if I only have one and I match everything to this, that's exactly what we should be doing. But if we have a few of these Google listings, that can start to cause a problem, especially if there's variations in the name, address, and phone number, which is something that we talk about as one of the most important things for local businesses to rank. Down here, humans use it. Yes, humans use real data from your Google My Business listing to find your website, call you, read reviews, make sure it's the right listing showing up, and there's only one out there that you control. So again, if you have a whole bunch of different listings that exist out there, it's important to get them cleaned up, because you could have one that has horrible reviews. You could have one that has great reviews. You have one that has inaccurate hours. You could have all sorts of misinformation out there. Maybe one doesn't even connect to your website. So those are all different things that, unless you have one true source of what your information is on Google, that could cause a potential problem for people who are trying to find information about you. Let's go back here and see the next portion here, inconsistencies and duplicates. Most of the large search publishers collect listings from a variety of sources, some as many different 50. Let's see here. Great example that you don't want to miss out on duplicates. All right, so Robin writes an example here of how you could have some different duplicate listings. So she brings up an attorney's office, James Smith, PPC, and it's also found as James Smith, attorney at law, and then thirdly, James Smith, PPC, without a comma. And these are three different listings that she had identified for somebody that she may have worked with or something on the internet. And these are three totally different directory listings in Google for this particular person. whether this is made up or true, but we see this kind of stuff all the time. And we can see that there's former addresses, wrong suite numbers. So a lot of times when businesses move, they don't go and change their existing Google listing to the new location. Maybe many years has passed since the first one was set up and was claimed by somebody, so they just have somebody in their organization, I'll just create a new one at our new address. And again, that's causing problems rather than fixing the problems. So frustration may occur, and keep at it. How to fix the duplicate listings problem. And it takes a lot of patience and persistence, and that's why Robin put this in here. In fact, I think we should make this red because it can be frustrating. Trying to find those duplicates, you might have to call some of these companies that are out there. So if you go to, let's say, manta.com and you see that you have a couple Google listings there, or I'm sorry, a couple of directory listings there, one of them might be easy to get control. The other one, maybe there's some sort of glitch on the website, doesn't let you control it. Don't stop there. Try and contact them through your contact form. If they don't get back to you, find out what their phone number is and call them. If they say it's going to cost you money to change it, tell them, you know what, I'm not paying you any money, so you can either take it off or you can fix it. And you can be that assertive with a lot of these different companies that are out there that have directory listings of your business. So those are important points to take a look at. Duplicate listings, the new zombies. So the reason why duplicates won't die, shooting them in the head through. This is hilarious. So what Robin's trying to say is sometimes these things kind of sneak back up on you. We helped one of our chiropractic clients out in Pennsylvania, and he had 4 different listings for his business. One of them was by or controlled by a fellow chiropractor who didn't know that he had control of it. There were 2 others that were made by former employees that no longer work there, and there was some other one that we had no idea how it got out there at all. So we got rid of all of them but 2, the colleague of his that is also a chiropractor at the same office, and the one that we actually got control over. And it became we actually deleted one of them through Google, and it kept popping up and kept coming back. And that's why Robin is kind of referencing this whole zombie thing, because they can kind of elusively come back. And that's where you kind of have to work with Google support or the support of the company of these third-party directory places to diagnose and solve the issue. Again, patience and persistence is key. So with this particular situation, this particular chiropractor, it took us 4 months to get everything resolved. Now, it didn't take 4 months at 40 hours a week every week. It probably took us a total of maybe, I don't know, 6 hours to deal with the problem if we were to add up all the time together. But it can be frustrating, and that's why Robin highlighted that up here. Frustration may occur. So you have to keep going back with them, give them examples. I've even made videos for some of these companies. They're like, well, you just go to this option, and I do screenshot or I do a quick screencast video saying, look, I'll be live on a screencast video, kind of like what you see on my screen here, and I'll record it. I'll say, I'm going here, I go here, and the delete button isn't there. What do you want me to do next? And I'll save that video, send it back to Google support, and they're like, oh, okay, well, we missed that, so try this instead. So we just continue to, like Robin said, keep at it until we were able to solve the issue. We finally, for this one client, the chiropractor out in Pennsylvania, were able to get only down to that one Google My Business listing. The nice thing about his particular situation is out of those 4 Google My Business listings that he had, one of them had a bad 1-star review on it, and it just so happened that one didn't get combined into the final one that he had. So he actually benefited from deleting some of these other ones, and that was a good situation for him. What does all this mean? Is there hope? Well, I say that there is hope because even though all this work that might you might get frustrated doing to claim and optimize your one Google My Business listing, get rid of those duplicates, get them merged, call these people, whatever it takes to get it done, it will result in some benefit for you as a local business. If you're ever wondering why you don't rank in front of your competitor in the local search results, you can see according to this pie chart, 13.6% and 14.7% of having the one Google My Business listing and having all those external directory listings, one at each site, accounts for just under 30% of why you rank on Google locally. So it is worth your time and energy to do this.
I think I saw that pie chart in my sleep the other night.
I can't wait to see what the next one is. Usually the percentages adjust very slightly.
Right. I wanted to jump in here. A couple things. First of all, I want to remind everybody that if they have questions, Blake's monitoring those. Anything happening over there, Blake, we need to address?
No questions yet.
All right. Well, keep them coming when you're ready. We're ready for you. Also wanted to mention that, how important overall it is to make sure you have this Google listing, and that we do help people on a pretty regular basis with some seminars to get one, because we find, I think it is, 30-something% of all businesses have one, and it's, urgent that you have one for your business. Our next one, if you're local, will be on July 21st in Vernon Hills, and you can get more information from us on that. It's always a free seminar, and people walk in without a Google page, and they leave with a Google page. So it's a great thing and a great way to do it. It's a must for any business. While I have everyone's attention, I also wanted to talk, if we could show our website real quick, our new and beautiful website. I want to just take a quick moment to talk about what we do real quick. And the bottom line on what we do for you folks is we will get you new targeted customers. Everybody needs new business. We will get you targeted customers who are looking for exactly what you do or sell. And the way we do that is by creating responsive web design. We also do the search engine optimization. Once you have a great website, we need to drive people to it and get those people calling you, turning those possible customers into clients. We also do Google virtual tours, which allows us to get people to preview your business through your website, get a great look at your business. Also helps with a nice boost to your search engine optimization if you have one and your competitors do not. And last but not least, we do Amazon seller consulting. We help many companies, small and large, either get on Amazon or get straightened out and become much more profitable on Amazon. So those are all the ways we can get you new targeted customers. Just wanted to grab that real quick, get your attention to our beautiful new website. Also on that website, there's a place for you to sign up for our awesome list, which is our mailing list, so you can keep up to date on what we have going on. There is a place for you to give us a Google 5-star review, which we'd love you to do should you appreciate what we're doing for you on this webinar. And we love those 5-star reviews, and we would always be honored for you to give us one. And a great thing for you to do on your own business, get those reviews. It's going to help you in many, many ways. I want to make sure we talk about that. You click those 5 stars and type away. And then the last thing I want to mention is that there is the webinar link on the top of the page, and that allows you to go back and watch any of our previous webinars at your leisure and get some insight on a bunch of different topics and things that we do. So I think I got it covered. Did I miss anything, gentlemen?
I think you got everything, Terry. Blake?
Got everything this time.
All right. And so now I wanted to, sorry to interrupt, but I want to turn it back to you, Paul, but I just want to get that in while it was topical there.
Okay, absolutely. So a couple of the things that we wanted to cover today, I think, was taking a look at a Google My Business listing for somebody who came to one of our Gaibo events. And so I'm going to pull up that information now. Let's see here. Name of the company is Never Ending Cycles. And this lady came to our GYBO event, Get Your Business Online event, through Google. And we did that in Mundelein, but she came all the way up from Streamwood, Illinois. She actually lives in Harvard, Illinois, has a business with her son, this new bicycle shop called Never Ending Cycles, and she did not have a Google listing at all. And we can see here, we definitely gave some different advice on different things you can do to optimize your listing. And I wanted to take a look at what she has here, maybe how she's coming up, and I have a couple other things to show here, so I'll get started. Number one, we can tell that she's actually on the map, and the reason I can see that is because I went to maps.google.com, and I'll even demonstrate this. Maps.google.com, and I can search Never-Ending Cycles, and we can see that this, the picture of the front of the store, this didn't exist, and she wasn't on the map before. We can see it comes up that way. But she didn't start here. She actually started at gybo.com, which is a website made by Google to help businesses get onto Google Maps so they can get found locally. So she actually went to check my business, and she typed in her business name, and Streamwood, and she didn't have this come up right here. It said not showing up. So she clicked on that, and Google will then walk you through setting up your own Google My Business listing, which is exactly what she did. But we can see that in her situation, she is coming up. I'm going to go back there and put that back in here. And Google, if you are coming up, it's going to tell you, it's going to give you some information about what you could be doing. So it says 0 Google reviews, and it's going to recommend that you ask your customers to leave you some 5-star reviews. Double check your phone number, add more photos. So it's already telling her you have the Google listing. This is what you can do to improve and add some more photos, and that's what she should be doing. In fact, when I took a look at the listing here, I was able to get to the actual page. I can see here that she wrote a little description here. We like to see 300 to 600 words down here. You can see that she wrote just a little description here. I'd like to see all the different services that she has to offer in this description. Maybe even put them in a bulleted list. And the Google My Business description area allows you to bullet point all those different services out, and even link them to the specific areas on your website that has those services. And that's a great way to get some keywords right into Google's system that a lot of people don't know about. So that could be further optimized. The word optimize in many cases just means filling out everything all the way as best as you can. And we could see that definitely some more writing could be happening here. You say that she's already loaded in her her domain name. We could see that we also have the phone number. We have the hours of operation. We can see all the hours have been filled out for every day, which is fantastic. Here's where somebody might write a review, and if there were reviews, you'd be able to see all those reviews right here and underneath. Here are the photos. So we can see the photos. I believe she only has 4 or 5 photos loaded in here. If I go over to the photos area, it may show me them here. Oh, I just clicked post. Here we go. So I have one photo, which is the profile photo, which is showing up in the circle. And then I also have business photos, which she filled out. And let's take a look at those really quick. So here's the 3 photos that she put in. So very nice looking store, but I'm sure you could do a lot more shots than this. The minimum when you log into your Google My Business listing is 3 photos in each of the different categories. And in fact, I want to show you what that looks like in the back end really quick here. businessgoogle.com. And I'm going to pull that up on my screen. Give me just a moment. Manage location. There we go. So here's my Google My Business listing for Awesome Dynamic. I'm going to go over here and hit edit. And here's the example of what I was just talking about. Here's the introduction. I could have more words in here, but at least I have my services, each one of my services, and I have them linked to the pages on my website where those exist. So I'm getting those keywords in their system and actually linking to the specific page that are related to those keywords, which is really, really a big thing for Google, so they can know exactly where they should be sending people that are looking for web design, search engine optimization, Amazon seller consulting, etc. But I was just chatting about the photos here, so here we go. You see here I get my profile photo, my logo, I have the cover photo. We can see on hers the cover photo is missing. That's the photo that's right here, right? So that's missing on hers. So you'd see on mine I have our cool background with a logo in the middle. I have some interior photos that I added. I only have 3 here. I could put a lot more. Here I have exterior photos. I have 4. I could put more. Photos at work. I have me doing presentations. Us at GYBO conferences. Team photos, so pictures of people on our team. And additional photos down here. And I have a whole bunch of different photos in there. So as time marches forward, I could be optimizing this much more. I could be putting a lot more photos of the inside, outside, my team, additional photos. We want to put as many as possible. But I've hit the minimums on the interior that Google has recommended, so on all these different categories. And that's what I really want to see from Never Ending Cycles, is I want to see her get those minimums in there. Depending on your type of business, these categories might be different. So if you're a restaurant, it's going to say food photos or something like that. Let's go back and take a look at what else we could do. This video section actually connects your Google My Business listing to the YouTube page, and that can any videos that you might post will appear in the search results for different key terms potentially. And if you take a look, I'll show you how that looks on my page. So let me pull up my public side of the page, Google Plus, and you'll see that here are all my reviews. Here's some photos. You can see the description I was just showing you is right here on the left. And if I go over here to the photos area, see the different albums that they're producing here, which is kind of cool. And then the YouTube, see how this says YouTube now because it's connected to the YouTube channel. And here's a whole bunch of different videos that we have on the YouTube channel that Blake has been so good at posting. Thank you, Blake.
You're very welcome.
Anyway, this shows you how you can really have a fully optimized listing. And when we're talking about that pie chart, which I had on the screen a moment ago, and I'm going to go ahead and pull it up again, 2015 local ranking factors by Moz. Getting that done and fully optimized accounts for 14.7% of the reason why you rank on Google locally. And optimization means filling that out all the way as best as you can. So I have it filled out all the way for my business, Awesome Dynamic, but I certainly could do a lot more. I could certainly fill that out and be a lot more detailed on what we're doing there. And as I continue to add, you can see I even have posts. I'll show you that really quick. Terry, you're sending me chats and it's distracting me.
I bet.
All right, here we go. Posts. We have so the different videos. We automatically post that on there. Another quick tip that's really interesting, a lot of people don't know about Google My Business, is if there's a page that you've recently changed on your website. So here's a blog that I posted or a page that I changed. I can submit the link to Google through the post section of my Google My Business page, and it'll get Google to crawl that right away. Which can be huge. So if you have Google crawling your page right away, that means it can rank for some of the different key terms that you might want to be ranking for, and get that to happen sooner than later. If you just put something up on your website and don't connect it to the Google My Business page and just wait around hoping for it to rank on Google, that's gonna be a problem. So one of the things that Terry had told me prior to this webinar is that this never-ending cycle. She said, well, yeah, I'm not coming up for some of the key terms that I would like to. And let's take a look at the connected website really quick. You can see that this is an awesome photo. I'm wondering why that's not on the Google My Business page. It's a nice, cool nighttime photo, lit up. It has a really cool look to it. But we can see something's wrong on the home page. You can see there's no other pages on the site. The home page should have 1,500 words. Each additional page for each service, so bike shop, bike repair, bike parts, contact us, about us, all that stuff is all missing. There's nothing here. So that might be challenging for Google to try and rank the connected website in the search results because there isn't a lot for them to show people if they were to click through. But I did do some searches to see what is coming up, and I'm going to pull that up right now. So we have a special tool thanks to Bright Local, which is the company that we use to do a lot of the ranking information. So I'm going to just search Bright Local search tool. This allows me to really set Google as in the local location of some other place anywhere. So I'm actually located in Round Lake, Illinois, the beautiful Round Lake. But I'm going to pretend like I'm in Streamwood now because that's where this business is located, so I can see what other people, their potential customers, might find when they're looking for search results pertaining to their business. Before they weren't coming up at all because they didn't have a Google My Business listing whatsoever. But now that they have one, let's take a look. If I type in bike shop, and I'm in Streamwood, Illinois. And again, people aren't going to use this forum, but they are going to use Google from wherever they are on their phone or on their desktop. And we can see right here, bike shop, and at the bottom we'll see that it's the search location is Streamwood. So we've tricked Google into thinking I'm in Streamwood. I typed in bike shop, spin doctor, bike connection, performance bicycle. Let's see if they're on the list. Oh, see, it's automatically defaulted me back to Gray's Lake when I click that button, but I'm going to show you. You saw that she was not in the top 3, but I can kind of get a gauge of where she is away from that top 3 by checking it out here, she's not coming up for Bike Shop. And that might mean that A, she needs to do some further work on her website, or B, she needs to do something, she doesn't have all the categories selected. So on that Google My Business page, and I'll go back to mine really quick here, you have the ability to not only select the first category that you want to rank for, but you have the ability to add all these other categories, and a lot of people don't know that either, that they can come back in here and edit this. So because when you first set this up, it only asks you to select one. So you can come back in here and add a whole bunch more categories, and you can add up to however many I have here, which is what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. So currently it's 10. But that might change tomorrow because Google's always changing everything all the time. But yeah, I put all these different categories in, so this way if someone's searching for something pertaining to these other things that I do, I want my listing to come up, and that also might be one of the reasons why she's not coming up. So further, let's going to go back because I know I did some searching before this, and I want to show you what she is coming up for, which is really cool. And she might even be getting phone calls right now because she's coming up for another search term that I looked up earlier. So we're going to search again. We're going to do bike repair.
Well, even with the, maybe not coming up for certain things there, this woman walked in without anything last week to our webinar, to our seminar, and left with this. So way far ahead of the game, and we're going to work with her, I believe, on the website to get that taken care of. But she's well on her way, and all she did is attend this free seminar and get this page going, and there she is.
So Terry, right there, she didn't show up anywhere on Google at all before our seminar, and after doing this, less than, what was that, last Thursday we did that?
I believe so.
So a week from today, a week ago today, she added this in, she got verified, and now she's coming up above somebody else that's local in the area, and she could be getting phone calls right away from this. Although in this situation, now this is where, okay, now I'm coming up in here in these search results, which one are they going to call first? Well, yeah, I'm going to call Spin Doctor anyway because they have these gold stars here, but they only got 6 of them and their average is 4.8. If she went ahead and got some of her happy customers, maybe 15 customers to give her 5-star reviews, she'll be the first one to get the calls every single time.
Yep.
It's just that simple. I mean, it can make a huge difference in the ability to get business from people searching for you locally just by getting this thing done. And she started with that step last Thursday, and here she is right at the top of the Google search results for bike repair, Streamwood, Illinois. So, I mean, she's showing up number 1 for someone that might be searching for that right there in her hometown. Which is just, I mean, with how long did she work on this? Maybe 30 minutes?
Yep.
And that could make a huge difference in how much business she starts getting, which is just humongous. And it's just, a lot of people just don't get how important that is. And then, going back to that pie graph, Terry, that's 14.7% right there.
There you go. So if you don't have one, get one.
That's right. Start Guybo.com, GYBO.com. All right, so Terry, we're going to do another segment of this, I think, and that was going to be pertaining to Gifted. But before we do that, you want to ask some folks if they want to communicate to us with any questions on the website?
Yeah, just a reminder that you go right to our Awesome Dynamic website, and you can just type in any questions that you might have. Blake's on top of them. He's waiting for them, and we're ready to address them. So we love to interact with our people who are watching, so don't be bashful, and go ahead and take advantage of that while you can.
I'm going to type Blake a quick question here. How do I start to get my Google listing? Blake's going to write back here, right, Blake?
Right.
Just punch in Guybo.com.
I thought he was going to say very carefully.
But, I mean, that's something where we could chat back to you. But if you're on there and you say that, and we're going to say, oh, hey, Blake, let's show you right here on this webinar. And we're going to do that for you. So that's a really cool aspect of being able to chat through us right here.
Indeed.
All right. Moving on, let's take a look at the other business that we had featured for today.
And I'll just jump in for a second and just say that, this is something we like to do one segment on every one of our webinars. So if you're interested in getting an idea, as you'll see what we do, get an idea on what's going on with your website, what kind of online presence you have, and just get a real good, strong feel for where you're at. Get in touch with me, Terry at awesomedynamic.com. We will set up a time to do that, and we'll get you straight and get you figured out on where you are and what you need to do to improve.
Yeah, and that being said, Terry, I wanted to address where Robin is today. She's actually at Navy Pier in downtown Chicago at a big SEO summit, or SEJ summit. And I don't know what that J stands for, but it is attended by SEOs. I think it's Search Engine Journal as the organization that puts it on. That's why it's SEJ. But she's at this event learning about the most recent things that experts in the SEO industry, other experts in the SEO industry, are talking about. And that's one of the things that sets us apart from a lot of other SEO companies that you might hire, is that we're staying on top of this stuff every single day. Half of Robin's job is just to research what is happening in the search engine world, and just the world of search engine optimization, and find out what we should be doing today, because Google's changing their algorithm 2 times a day, and we really need to stay up to date with the most recent changes, so this way we can deliver a lot of value to our clients. And you can actually see a lot of that information that Robin is learning, because we post it free on our blogs all the time. And you go to our homepage, you just go to that blog section, you can see a ton of articles that Robin's writing all the time. The first of the most recent of which is what we just reviewed at the beginning of this webinar. All right. So Terry, we're going to take a look at gifted, home, jewelry, kids. What do you think right off the bat, Terry?
Well, for me, I jump right in with the fact that I don't see name, address, and phone number. And hard to believe, but we run into this all the time. What do we have a website for? We want new customers to be able to get in touch with us and buy our product and services. And in this page, I have to go all the way down to the bottom to find where they are and how to get in contact with them. So always looking from the sales perspective, because that's what I do here at Awesome Dynamic. I want a big name, address, and phone number. I want some kind of call to action right up top, right away, so that people can find me, call me, and do business with me. And that is missing. And you would think that would be a no-brainer, but we find it all the time. It's actually sort of frustrating that it would be that way just for me when I look at them. But to not have that right up there where you can see it, there you go, free quote, phone number, boom. First thing it's really going to catch your eye, and that's as it should be. So that's the first thing I see, and that's really something that needs to be addressed, because that's what it's all about, and it's lacking here.
Terry, do we ever have anybody click this button or call this number?
Just a few times every day, pretty much.
All right, and that's what it's about.
I was going to say that, as we talked about as well with, we were just talking a little bit about Robin and the SEO, and people aren't convinced, and I don't know why you wouldn't be, but just from my own experience, and we always talk about how sometimes your own business, you don't take care of it because you're so busy taking care of your clients, but especially relating to our Amazon business, we have really gotten to work on our own SEO, and people are calling us from all over the country, and in a lot of cases outside of the country, on a regular basis to get information and to have us work with them. So I'm seeing it work every day for myself here, and between that and our call to action on our website, people are coming to us on a daily basis to do work with us. We're not reaching out to them; they're reaching out to us.
So yeah, get the phone number up here, get a call to action. What do we want them to do? Do we want them to buy on the site? Do we want them to come into the store? Yeah, I see that you sell product on the site, so there's some opportunity here. Just get the phone number and where you're at, so we know, hey, this is a local business if I happen to be local, and I know what the phone number is just in case I want to call and maybe find out what the hours are. So coming down here, obviously you have the name, address, and phone number down here. Having this match your Google My Business listing exactly is really important. And I see Gifted Lake Forest, the name of the business right there. And I see that the the address of the business is right here, and I'm wondering, does this match their Google listing exactly? Are you wondering, Terry?
I am.
All right, well, let's find out.
All
Did
right.
Lake Forest. I'm going to take a look. Google has them as E without any period there, Deer Path Road, and the name of the business is Gifted, LLC, all caps, no period at the end here. Does that match the business name here or the address here? What's the differences, Terry?
Let's see. Well, I
Did I
don't.
catch you off guard?
No, no. It's just you know me. I'm squinting to read this the writing there.
There we go.
So there's a period after the E.
Right. That wasn't on the Google My Business listing, right?
Right. That's
So
a
that's a
problem.
difference. That makes a difference. What
Right.
else here?
Well, they have this. Is this part of the? I don't know if this is part of it, but the located on Oakwood. I don't know if that's going to be an issue because it's here, but it's not there. Also, the name's different.
That's right. So here she has Gifted Lake Forest as her official business name, as far as I can see on the page, because that's the only text that Google can read on the home page about what this business name might be. So is that matching this? No. We have Gifted LLC. So whatever it is here, it needs to be the same place everywhere else. Now, let's say you don't want your business to say Gifted LLC on your homepage of your website. We'll change your Google My Business listing to be whatever it is officially and get everything else to match. See if there's any other inconsistencies here. I'll take a look at her Facebook page. I know she's very into her social media. Her and I were talking about that quite a bit last Friday.
Well, is the fact that she has the notation on there, which I know is probably important because of her. We talked about the location, but is that being on here and not being on the Google page an issue?
No, I don't think that's an issue. But one of the things that she can do, and I know we were talking about this, she says she has people having a hard time figuring out exactly where she's at. And going back to this Google My Business listing, not only can you edit where your address is, but you can also click on Edit Marker Location here, go to Satellite View, and zoom in and really get your marker exactly where it should be. So if I want people to know, hey, the door is right here in this building. Or if you're in a strip mall, or maybe there's people are not able to find you, maybe you want to have because this controls how a lot of GPS systems work. So I can move this pinpoint, which will influence the GPS system, and say, hey, this is the apron that you turn off the main road here, and this is where we're going to turn in. So you can actually adjust where this is, kind of play with it, and see how it reacts publicly on Google Maps when people are using the navigation, or with the TomTom navigation, or with the Garmin navigation, because this will this can tie into those systems. So that's something that I know she had mentioned being a frustration is people didn't know exactly where she was at, because technically her store is a little bit farther down from the main road that her Deerfield Road where she's located on. But
Right.
coming back,
It probably would be a good idea, though, for her to have that description that it is actually facing on Oakwood on her Google page, like she has it on her website.
right here, let's see if we can find her Google page through Google Plus. Sometimes it's easy to find it that way. Sometimes it is not. Let's go to. It's called in Google system. It's Gifted, LLC. This. So here's our official Google page. Her description is hostess, graduation, birthday, wedding, baby, kids, sorority group, boards, corporate. So none of these keywords, if I were to search any one of these keywords by themselves, because it looks like these are here because that's something that you might want to rank for, but if I were to search any of these one keywords by themselves, I'm not going to get any local results. So really doing a little bit of research of what other competitors might be showing up for locally for different keywords. You might want to say hostess gifts, graduation gifts,
Right.
birthday gifts, wedding gifts. We can monogram, personalize, and embroider your gifts and have them wrapped and ready for any event. We do custom embroidery for teams and corporate accounts. Let us know how Gifted can help. You could even say your phone number right there. There's also some weird spacing in this paragraph. I don't know why that's going on there. But yeah, here there's a perfect opportunity to say something about how you're not on Deer Path Road, but right around the corner. You could say that there. We can see that she's got 4 reviews. Luckily, they're all 5 stars. She only needs 1 more to have her gold star show in the search results. You only need 5. So that's really cool that she's close. One of those is by Terry. One of those is by Robin. So she's only 1 away. Not a lot of photos here. We go to videos, photos, posts. We don't have a cover photo, so this isn't fully optimized. Business name is wrong. So we have a couple issues here that need to be fixed up on this thing. Let's see if this map location is in the right place. So according to Google, she's right there in this building. I can switch this over to Earth View. Okay, right there. If I go down to Street View, now Street View could be a little bit out of date, but I could go down here and get on the ground. Terry and I were doing this before. We don't see them here, and the store's been there for a while, hasn't it, Terry?
Yes, and I've been there, and I just can't remember which.
This was shot in August of 2015. So if they are there, and maybe they opened after 2015.
No, they might be on that second level now that I think about it. I don't recall, but it's possible.
Okay.
I wish I did. I don't know why I don't. But
okay. That's all right, but yeah, that stuff can be fixed, and it's helpful to fix it for your customers to find you. But I wanted to circle back to the address consistency because here's their Facebook page, right? And let's see, let's take a look at the address on Facebook compared to the Google page. So here we have 225 E Deer Path Avenue. So great, we got the period out of there, but we got a problem. STE space 138. And how is she on Google? Number sign 138 with no space. Inconsistency.
Yep.
Not good. Got to fix it. So these are just 2 places we checked. We could check so many more to see if see if there's anything else that needs to be fixed there. Well, let's get back to the website because we're supposed to be reviewing the website here, and we only got about 13 minutes left. So let's get back to. There's so many windows open here, Terry. How am I gonna? Here, I'm just gonna go. Here we go.
Robin when you need her.
I know. She's the one usually running this thing. So the other thing that I noticed, the one thing I do like about this homepage is that I have this slideshow that shows me a lot of local stuff. So here's we did a website for Kittles there, right? We see the folks at Gifted.
Right.
If I go farther here, here's a picture of the storefront, which is exactly what I was looking for in that Street View just a moment ago. If I come here, we see local chamber director, and we see Lake Forest High School logo. All right, so some local stuff. So it kind of tells a story that this is a local business that's involved with the community. The one thing I don't get, this picture doesn't tell me what you sell.
Right.
This picture kind of gives me a concept of what the inside of the store is, but I'm wondering why I don't see a giant picture of the inside of the store here, because I think that would be beautiful and communicate immediately of all the different types of things that you have to offer. Then here, the subject of the photo is the people, and I don't see any of the products here. So there's definitely a lacking in terms of the first impression I get when I go to the page without even scrolling. Do I know what you do? And to be honest with you, we got this green background and the white text. It's kind of hard to read. My eyes get drawn right to this photo, and I'm trying to figure out what you do. I see that you're a store, that you're involved in the local community. But what we can do to really enhance this is say, on your website, I know you do a lot of custom clothing. You do custom embroidery. Obviously, you do jewelry. There's tons of products that you have here, but none of them are really featured up here, and you're not telling a story about how you're involved with helping folks find gifts for weddings and anniversaries and graduations and everything else, and you could be saying that with words over pictures that tell that story of what you do and why you're good at it. So this is above the fold content, so I don't see that right away in this particular situation. I scroll down and I see, I can shop for all these things. And here's some different categories, which is okay. Let's come over here. Okay, start at Gifted. What's our bestseller? Trays, jewelry, accessories, blankets and throws, and more. So I kind of like that you have some specific categories of different things. But let's go to apparel and outerwear. All right. So this is, let's see, what's this site built in? E-commerce by Shopify. So it's a Shopify website. So what I'm really wanting to see here is some sort of introductory paragraph for apparel here. And also, it'd be neat to know, do people search apparel? Do they search clothing? Do they search custom apparel? What do we want this page to rank for? What's the best word to rank for? And then, is there any optimization we could do to write a few paragraphs here to get 600 words, so this way this page ranks well locally for that particular key term? So I just see categories of store, but nothing that's going to help Google really identify or rank your website well without doing that. Now, this particular page, we see that there's an introductory paragraph before we get to the products, which is great. And NSWPTL, North Shore Women's Paddle Tennis League. Okay, so if we're wanting to
figure out what that was.
What's that, Terry?
I was trying to figure out what that was before. I didn't see it underneath. I saw it on one of their listings. I go, what is NSWPTL?
Right. So if she wants to rank really well for clothing pertaining to this or custom items pertaining to this, the main heading on the page, the H1 on the page, and I'm going to do a little stupid around in the code here. Let's see, is this the heading 1 in the HTML? It is. And how I can tell that, there's an H1. So this is a signal to Google that this, whatever is in here, whatever this says, is one of the most important indicators of what this page is about. I can tell you Google has no idea what NSWPTL means. And because it's in that H1, it's not going to come up. Now, that doesn't mean that people don't search this, and if they do, that's great, but at the same time, you might want to expand on it and then say, oh, okay, so what about them? Is it clothing for them? Is it custom items for them? Obviously, they're going to rank for their own acronym and their own business name. So you want to say, what pertaining to this that you do, and that's where you'd say embroidered or clothing, NSWPTL clothing. What is something that's going to give Google an indicator what this is all about? All right. Contact page. That's something that Blake messaged me while we're talking here. We're missing a contact page. So what if I want to contact you? I want to learn about your hours. I want to learn about, or I just want to contact you to just send you a quick message because it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I happen to be up. I'm not going to have time during my busy workday, and I might forget. So I want to send you a quick note saying, hey, can you do some custom designed let's say, flasks to give away to my groomsmen at my wedding? And maybe that's something you do. You're like, absolutely. But what if it's 3 in the morning? I don't have time to walk in your store. I want to contact you. I don't have any idea where I go to do that. Contact page is going to be that default thing I click on. I'd see a form there. I'd fill it out and go. Let's say I want to find the hours. That contact form is where I'm going to click on to find the hours. I don't see that here. So, and then you talked about people having a hard time finding you. And Blake, tell us about that Google map.
Yeah, that you should always have an embedded Google map on your page for anyone who's visually inclined or excited to see visuals map style. And since Google Maps are interactive, it is great for those who like to pull and tug on their screen as well, whether it's mobile or their desktop. And they might see a landmark, or they just know immediately where you're at and excited to maybe drop by one day knowing that it's local. And Google themselves like to see that on the back end when their little robots crawl websites and put you in the formulas for ranking, near the front page or above your competitors.
Here's an example. Google Map. I come over here. Hey, Terry, we got to call American National. Put your hours up here. What's going on here? Yeah. So, anyway, yeah, important stuff. Yeah, those two scenarios. I want to know the hours. I want to get some custom engraving. Where do I go to contact you? It's 3 o'clock in the morning, so I can't call you. I don't like leaving messages. So I'm not saying that's me, but a lot of people are that way. And we want to make sure you're capturing anybody that potentially could do business with you, and that's why these recommendations are important. Page speed insights, Terry. It's here. I got it ready. All right. Didn't need Robin to get that ready for me, but here we go. PageSpeed Insights, you actually have decent scores. We have a 72 on mobile, 76 on desktop. And if you're wondering why you don't have 100% down here, it gives you the specific things that you can fix. The ones that you can fix yourself without a web developer is usually just optimizing these images. And it'll tell you specifically which images are on your site that are too big that need to be fixed. And it tells you exactly what they're called. So you can go and find them and reduce the file size and get those optimized. Google will penalize sites that load too slowly. And if you have pictures that are just really too large in file size, they need to be reduced so they load quickly. Desktop, it gives you the same information right here. So we got 72 and 76. So I got some more stuff open here, Terry. Mobile friendly test. Okay, so we did the mobile friendly test. Looks like we got a good passing grade on there. But if we take a look at the mobile site and how that's kind of formatted, this is how it looks. And I see the logo, but I don't really see the business name. I don't see where it's located. Don't see the phone number. Don't have a call to action anywhere on this page. So there might be an issue there. Moving on, GT Metrics, another tool that we use to evaluate websites in one way or another. Love that the page speed is under 3 seconds here. The size is a little bit large. Anything that's near approaching a megabyte, which is 1,024 kilobytes, a little bit large. And here again, it's going to give you some specific details that you can give to, I think you're using Shopify, your web developer, or specific items that you can fix and the links to those images to fix. You also get this Why Slow score, gives you some other insights of things that you could be fixing. The waterfall shows you how fast your server is running, so you can see a big portion of this 1.4 second load time is actually in your Shopify server, the server that's there loading the site. Let's see that we have a slow load time there. Let me see. Did some searches, Terry. We're going to get this all wrapped up in 3 minutes. Did a search for clothes in Lake Forest. Not one place in Lake Forest came up.
Oh.
Which means that they're not even in the right categories for clothing, which is a problem. So not only does Gifted not show up, but a lot of other clothing stores that are in Lake Forest aren't showing up. And we see places in Northbrook and Addison Mall coming up before places in Lake Forest when I'm asking for results in Lake Forest. So I did clothes and I did clothing as well. A little bit different results here, but still not getting results of places that are in Lake Forest here. I don't know if Ravenswood is in Lake Forest or this Viva. That doesn't look like it. South of Evanston.
Yeah.
Let's take a look here. We have jewelry. So I did jewelry, and I get a whole bunch of different places here that are in Lake Forest. So again, these jewelers are actually getting categorized in their right category. I know jewelry is one thing that Gifted does, but they're not showing up here. Let me do more places here and see, are they even on the radar? So here's the first 3 here. I'm just going to keep going. Just see, well, actually it's the first 3 according to my current location, which is in the Grays Lake area. But if I come over here and just type here, I'll just type in Lake Forest. Go here. Okay, here, boom, boom, boom. Gifted. So they're actually there. They're coming up, but they're number 5. So she gets this Google My Business listing optimized, gets a few reviews, does a little optimization on their website. This could be popping up in the top 3. So when I'm just searching jewelry on Google locally, because I'm just a local person sitting in my computer in Lake Forest, or I happen to be on my smartphone, and I search jewelry, and I happen to be in the Lake Forest area, she is 2 spots below this one, but just not showing up because we're missing some optimization opportunities. Take a look here. Gifts. So I just did gifts. So I have Mustard Seed. I know they're in town there. Lake Forest Hardware, cards and gifts comes up. I know, not familiar with this business. Particular hardware, cards, and gifts. But the point is here, we don't see Gifted here. And what I want to do is take a look, if I look in Lake Forest on Google Maps, and see how far away she is from getting into that top 3. It actually comes up right away when I search Lake Forest. But people in Lake Forest aren't going to be searching the word Lake Forest. They're just going to search gifts or just whatever they're looking for. And I can zoom in on the town of Lake Forest, give me more realistic. There we go. There we go. Show me results around here, Google. Yes, Paul. All right. Yeah. On the radar. So, Google is categorizing it. Mustard seed right here. This isn't very inaccurate. Yeah, just tells us, are you even in Google's scope here? But the true situation that's going to be coming up for phones and people searching locally is what you see here. So this is why this tool is so important that we use to search pages locally, is we can say, this is the search term I'm searching, this is where I might be at with my phone or my computer, and what am I going to see? That's what we use to determine this, and here it is. So yeah, it's possible she can show up here too. So with that, Terry, I'm going to let you close this down with any final commentary, and I think we should be asking people for our 5-star reviews, right?
Absolutely. So I think Gifted, good news. I mean, she got some things to do, some work to do, but a lot of opportunity to really move up in all the rankings without doing too much, just cleaning some things up and making a few changes. So good news for her. And yes, we would always appreciate a 5-star Google review, and you can go right to our Awesome Dynamic website and go down to the bottom, review us. And we surely would appreciate it if you find what we've done here valuable. We would love to get a 5-star review for you. That's how you do it, right there. And we do these webinars every Thursday. We rotate between this time, 3 o'clock Central, and 12:30. So next week will be at 12:30. If you're interested in having your business reviewed on here, get in touch with me, Terry at AwesomeDynamic.com, and we will go ahead and get that set up for you. Other than that, we'll welcome Robin back next week. Looking forward to that. And we will see you then. So have a great rest of your day. And remember, Awesome Dynamic.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, guys.